of the double standard. Thank you, Nicole, for coming in. Our next guest is Ronald. Everybody help me welcome Ronald. Hi, Ronald. Ronald is a 32-year-old man, and he is suing the Viagra company for health problems. Before we get into Ronald's story, let's go ahead and introduce our last guest, Pam. Pam is a 20-year-old young woman, and she is contemplating vaginal rejuvenation. Now, before you start trying to figure out what vaginal rejuvenation is, we will get into it, but our first question is actually going to be for Ronald. Ronald, why did you decide to take Viagra in the first place?
Yes. Well, Ellen, in today's society, the media portrays men as masculine and sexual supermen, and I felt that I was insecure about my masculinity. So my friends and I decided to all take Viagra. It did work, but it led to a lot of health problems. I had a few heart attacks, so I stopped, and now I'm going to sue Viagra.
Alright.
You go, Ron.
Before we hear our response from Dr. Nicole, we are going to ask Pam. Pam, can you explain to us what is vaginal rejuvenation?
Vaginal rejuvenation is pure again. And since I'm 20, I lost my virginity when I was 15 years old. So I want to meet a guy who can take care of me. And when I represent myself, I want to be pure.
Okay, so it's a surgery. It's an operation.
Yes, the operation.
So she's going to get an operation down here, and it's going to make her like a virgin. Okay? So this surgery, why exactly do you want to do it again?
Because I want to be pure.
Because you want to be pure. And men are only going to want a virgin, right?
I really want to order man that can take care of me.
Okay, so Nicole, what can you tell us about these experiences that you've had?
Well, we both learn these things from the sexual scripts that society gives us, or our media, our families, our friends. Sexual scripts are formal or informal ways that people learn what is right sexually. So even things like laws that don't let gay people get married, things like that, these are being taught to our kids or to these people that have learned in certain ways what they think is right or not right. Like Ronald thinks the man needs to be super sexual and able to go to daytime, and Pam learned somewhere that the woman is only a pure woman. So I know Pam went to purity balls with her father when she was younger that showed that in order for her to be a good woman or a good wife, she needed to be a pure person. So these are all different things that we think that we are making our own sexuality, but we learn things places we don't even realize.
So sometimes we think these decisions that we're making are our own, and you're saying that we actually learn them
Yeah, they're learned.
from everything in our
Yes.
environment. Okay, we have questions from our audience. What is your name?
I'm Selma Fan. I come from Hawaii. I just wanted to know, what is your opinion on the double standard?
My opinion.
Yes.
Okay, Ellen's opinion on the double standard.
Okay.
So, for those of you who have been watching me throughout the years, I was not always as open as I am now. And before I was open with my sexual orientation and everything, I was giving into this double standard view of women need to look a certain way and not come out about how they feel, and it's okay for men to be sexually active and whatnot, but for women it wasn't looked at in the same way. But I think it's important now for us to really look at this education side of it, what we can learn from doctors and experts, and recognize the double standard and the sexual script so we can make our own decision about it. Yeah? Thank you for that question. Solete from Hawaii. Alright. What are some hot topics on the double standard?
Well, the double standard was kind of formed in the 1900s when it was a less equal kind of life. And then in the 1970s, with the sexual revolution, came birth control pill, things like that, that showed women that they could be like men in the sense that they didn't have to worry about getting pregnant. So it kind of made women feel more liberated, but in a way tied them down, because now men that were with other women didn't feel that same pull to be fathers to children they had made, or be with the women they had been with sexually, because there wasn't as much commitment, because you didn't have to worry about a child. Or if you did have a child, it could be anybody's child, it didn't have to be yours. So it kind of was not great. Some people think it was a really good step for women to eventually the pill, and some don't. It's a hot topic. And another hot topic is, right now is male circumcision. In Africa, they have female genital mutilation, in which they circumcise girls that are unwilling. So they, in order to make them so they can't feel sexual pleasure, so hopefully they don't have sex, and they're basically saved for whoever they marry. Here we have male circumcision, and we feel like that's okay, but why is that okay, but not okay for women in Africa? It's okay for us to cut our baby boys, but not our baby girls. That would be horrendous here. So why, that's one of the topics I think with the double standard in our society today, and the fact that we think it's okay to do this to men but not to women, but we look at Africa and we think that's a horrible situation. But they don't circumcise their men as much there, but they do their girls.
Right.
So these are things that are all affected by the double standard.
Okay. Backtracking a little, you were telling us that you were waiting for the ideal man. Could you explain to us what that kind of man would be like?
I just want an older man I really want a sugar daddy who can take care of me.
Okay. The term you use is a sugar daddy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We have another question.
It's me again, Samantha. My question is for Pam.
Yes.
Okay, so you said you want an older man. What is your
Yes.
views on the opposite, on cougars?
I don't think it's really fun. Older lady with a younger guy, I don't think so. That would not work. What if the younger guy wants a child or stuff, and she's like middle aged, so it would not happen.
Oh,
Okay. Do you have anything else for us today?
If you have more, if you'd like to learn more, I have my book that just came out, Essential Scripts and the Double Standard.
Sexual scripts and the double standard. Everybody
Yeah,
look over
yeah,
your
yeah.
chair. You have a free book!